Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the modern forehand, and I'm going to give you guys 3 key points that will help your forehand be more effective, have more power, and just give you the ability to hit that ball as early as possible. So people ask me about the forehand takeback all the time, and of course there are a lot of different variations. You see the pros, a lot of them have different takebacks, different swings. There's a difference between style and technique. There are things that need to happen in the stroke at some point, and there are other things that are style, like how we see some players take it up super high, or maybe take it up lower, or maybe just turn the racket this way. That is a little bit of style, and that we can get away with doing some of those things. But whatever happens afterward, it's super important. Now, no matter what, we want to try to make it as simple and as effective as possible for ourselves. That means that we don't want to get ourselves in trouble by doing too many things, getting confused. We want to make it as simple as possible. And nowadays, that's what players are doing. Most of the players, 80% of the players, are really trying to make their strokes and especially that forehand as effective as possible, because the goal is to take it early. We don't want to be caught hitting the balls late or having a huge swing. We want to try to take the ball as early as possible, and that is what's going to make you more effective, because when you take the ball early, you cut the opponent's time, and that means that they're going to be always on the back foot, and then you can just step in and it will just make the points much easier for you. So the first step, and this is a must, is that we have to take the racket back from here. Court is over there. We got to take that turn together, guys. We want to take it with both arms into this position right here. This needs to happen split together. Now, why does it need to happen together? It is because this helps our unit turn. This is much faster than doing this. This is a lot of stress on the shoulder. Also taking it back. Notice how I'm not turning when I do this. When I do it together, then I'm already turned, and that is key to be able to hit the ball early and be super in time for the shot. Even if I don't move my legs and I didn't have time, I just split and went here, I am fine because I already turned. And then that allows me also to then, whatever comes next, I'm able to use my whole body versus going and just using this arm. So it's very important, guys, that everyone, and when I say everyone, I mean every single pro does a unit turn. Even if they let it go a little bit earlier, they are still doing right here, this motion right here. And some of the best forehands, I love Alcaraz forehands, Roger Federer. There's so many great forehands out there now. They all have the left arm help with the unit turn for the take back. Okay, so that is number one. Now the second step, so after we're on a unit turn, we are going to start separating this racket right here into this position. So this will be our unit turn, and this will be our racket ready right here. So sometimes I tell my students, okay, racket ready, and they're here. Here the racket is not ready yet. The racket, when it's out right here, it's ready. It's ready to hit. Okay, so that is really important difference that sometimes people get confused on, or sometimes I just say, okay, turn already. Okay, turn, is this the unit turn, and then here is the racket ready. Very important. So it's 2 steps. Turn and racket ready happens very nice and fluid, but it's important to know that sometimes we can't just be here forever. We need to take the racket out, and I'm gonna go into depth a little bit more on this in a second. This is key for hitting that ball early, guys, because the faster we do our unit turn and the racket out, we are ready to just go forward and hit that ball. We are not wasting a lot of time. So it becomes really simple when we do that. Notice from the side, unit turn, racket out right here. And we want to hold it here. That way, we're not doing a huge swing. We're not getting complicated. We want to have like our spot right here. Okay, I hope you guys can see from this angle good. But if I'm here, turn, I want to have the racket here. So it's sort of on my ear. Of course, I'm looking forward. I'm not looking here, because then this will already be not ideal. Want to have it here on my ear as I'm looking forward. This will be the racket out. So unit turn, racket out, this would be a great position to then go forward, which is going to lead us to the third step that is super, super important. If I just have my unit turn here, have the racket ready here, ready to hit. Unit turn. Okay, I'm going to hit a few more. Now, the third step, and this is a very common mistake that tends to happen, especially in juniors or a lot of it in amateurs, adults, that we want to generate power and instead of going from this position, already going forwards, right? We can be here and then maybe over here, that's fine too. But from this position, this is what tends to happen. Okay, really taking the racket far back. And so if the court is over there, guys, imagine how long it takes for my racket to this position to get to contact. It takes a lot longer. Right, the ball, imagine the ball's coming fast and I'm setting up here, my racket is here, it takes a lot longer. So I cannot take the ball that early anymore. There are a few players that have a bigger takeback. Notice I'm not talking about a high takeback because that is different. We can have a high takeback over here, really high, but still drop around this area, which is not back. I'm talking about back, okay, behind my body. That is the issue, because ball is over here and our racket is all the way back here. We want to avoid that as much as possible. That is why players are so effective in taking the ball early, because their racket is in this position right here and they're able to take it super early. That will help you with all the shots, taking the ball on the rise, dealing with hard shots, just everything. So how we can work on that is, again, if you follow the first two steps, we do a unit turn, we get the racket right here. We work on hitting the ball from this position, guys. What happens is, I don't need to go back to drop. Notice that I'm not going to take it back this way. If racket is ready in the position we talked about, and as I go forwards, I drop at the same time, so I don't have to go like this and then go forwards and take it back. My racket is here, and I'm gonna move as I go forwards. I move that racket. Notice the cap of my racket is sort of moving forward in this motion to get to contact. Instead of doing that, it's just dropping as I get to the contact. That is key. That is gonna save us so much time, and it's gonna cut your opponent's time because you're taking the ball so much earlier. You're gonna be so much more effective. So it looks like this, right? Unit turn, racket ready, and I go from here. Racket ready. It really helps to not go back when you focus on that racket position being here, because sometimes if you try just to do a loop like a little smaller, you're going to feel very strange if you have a big take back. So what really helps, has helped me and a lot of my students, what really helps is when you have that racket here ready, you know that from this position you don't want to go back. So you have it here in your slot, and from that position you just go forward, and it makes it a lot more simple than just having to think, okay, am I doing the loop smaller? Instead, if you're in this position and just go from there and get used to that, you're going to be able to repeat it much faster. I actually used to have a huge take back when I was playing, and I didn't even notice it. I didn't know. But when I was able to fix it and just shorten it up a little bit, the difference was so big. I actually saved a lot of energy that I was wasting with my footwork, just because instead of, for example, a fast ball coming and me having a huge take back and having to go back with a lot of footwork to be able to do my whole swing, then I could just make a step to the ball because my racket is here and just take it early. So that seems a lot more simple, right? And I'm telling you from experience that it's a huge life changer when you have a compact swing that is effective. That is what all the pros are doing, and that's why they are able to just cut their opponent's time. And when you see them playing against somebody who's, not quite a pro, but still a really good player, that is the huge difference that you see. You see them taking that ball earlier, just being so much more effective with their strokes and their footwork. Now, I really do wish that I would have been able to fix my swing sooner, that I would have, you know, it's important to have the right guidance so that you save a lot of time and that you just keep progressing. Really important. We do offer coaching through our coaching app. That is the reason why we did it, because we want to offer guidance for the people that can't come see us, and we want to pinpoint those mistakes for you, and we do video analysis there and give you a program and tell you exactly what you need to work on so that you know that you're on the right track and that you're seeing constant improvements and that you're just not trying different things and taking years and nothing is happening. That is really important, guys. Again, we do have limited spots on that because there's only so much students we can take. So make sure to book your spot, and please don't forget your main points: to do your unit turn, to have your racket here nice and ready super early, and to go from this position forwards as you drop, to not go back. Unit turn, racket here, forward. All right, guys, if you found this information useful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe so I can keep making videos like this for you guys. And also don't forget to check the description below for our coaching app and all the products that I recommend: tennis rackets, ball machines, clothing, that I give you some nice discounts for you guys there. All right, see you soon.